What's up, all y'all beautiful young people? Just wanted to make a quick little video talking about what we're going to do in season 2 and introduce a couple of the new things I'm going to be doing along the way. So, season 2, the viewers, the listeners have voted that we're going to read and analyze Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. If you want to participate in that, hop over to Facebook, facebook.com/check-yo-shelf, Y-O like a yo-yo. You can vote there. You can also pop in the Discord. I'll pop the alert up on the screen. It's kind of ugly, but you can pop in the Discord if you feel like it. Come talk with us. Come goof around with us. But I figured I would just kind of go over the setting, a little bit about what the book's about and why it was banned. So you can decide if this is something that you might want to tune into for about 10 or 12 episodes. Catcher in the Rye, man, 1951, clearly a classic. It's been discussed and almost controversially for so long. I remember being forced to read it in school. I remember really identifying with Holden Caulfield, despite him being a jackass most of the time. But yeah, man, really good book. I'm excited to read it as an adult. I don't think I've read it since I was 16 or 17. So I'm excited to see it through a new lens for sure. 1951 is when the book was released. Harry Truman was president. I Love Lucy had just gotten released. We had signed some legislation to allow to force presidents to only take 2 presidential terms. Jack in the Box opened their first restaurant. Tony Danza, Robin Williams, Mark Hamill, they were all born. The world, I think we're post-World War II, maybe had the Cold War is going on at this time. Not exactly sure. I'm not a history guy. But yeah, the book, like I said, the book's about Holden Caulfield. I think he's either just graduated high school or just about to graduate high school. He was kind of raised in a sort of, private school, upper class area, and, being surrounded by phonies, which you'll hear that word 1,000 times. Being surrounded by phonies had really done a number to him. No one really seems to care about him. He can't really relate to anybody. He feels neglected. He's probably feeling a little bit lost and scared because, he's being, he's in this limbo between childhood and adulthood and kind of having a hard time finding an identity and knowing where he's going to go because he's never really had any sort of fulfilling interaction or relationships with anybody. They've all been as fake as he considers these people to be. Now, whether that's his own fault, maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because Holden is an insufferable, immature, little bastard. But, I don't know. I always felt bad for him because I think underneath his, tough, bitter facade is just a child that's alone in a world that doesn't care about him. It's a cold world out there, and when you've never really felt warmth from somebody you care about, it's hard to operate, right? So it's a great book, and it's really just about a teenager's adventures through life as he tries to graduate and find himself. The book was banned multiple times, I think over 30 times, but what's so controversial about a fucking teenager going on an adventure, right? Well, he's got a very peculiar way of communicating, and it's not censored at all. Tons of swear words in this shit. It was banned not for its profanity alone, though. I mean, you can hear a couple F-bombs. There might even be a couple FAGs and some N-words in here. I can't exactly remember, but he was also very blasphemous, taking God's name in vain and talking bad about minorities, women, and the disabled. There was a lot of sexual references. It was banned in North Dakota in 1987 for the sexual references regarding to prostitution and premarital sex. In 1992, it was banned in Illinois for alcohol abuse because he was only 16 and he's drinking most of the time. In 85, it was banned for being just simply unacceptable. But in most of these cases, it was reinstated. It's a very important book, and even the vulgar language couldn't stop the teachers from recognizing its the importance of the literature. Mark David Chapman shot John Lennon. I think you might have heard about that in the 80s. he was caught with an annotated copy of Catcher in the Rye, and he claims that he shot John Lennon because he was being a phony. So that was another huge controversy that surrounded the book that probably led to a lot of these bannings in 85, 87, and 92. But like I said, one of the most controversial books ever written, and it's still taught in English all over, English classes all over, because I mean it's an essential piece of literature. It's so important. You got to consider the 50s, the Leave It to Beaver, Miss Cleaver era. It's really nice to really see a raw look into what teenage life and the journey of adulthood as a child, especially a neglected child, can be like. This book really challenges the societal norms that we were taught to believe in those days, and it really challenges them and puts a hard look into why they are the way that they are and why they can't be changed. So I'm really excited to get into it, and I'm hoping to get everybody else a little bit more excited. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do 3 questions at the end of every episode. So every week there'll be 3 questions, and then at the end of the season, whoever's got the most answers right, we're going to do $50 to the first place, to whoever got the most questions right, and then we do $20 to the second place person. So I'm going to give away, well, I'll do 25. I'll make it a nice little $75. But yeah, I mean, PayPal, Cash App, I'll send you gift cards. If you want to just put that shit on Amazon, I got you there too. So, but I'm excited to read this shit to you, man. Go on get in the Facebook group, hop in the Discord, come talk to me. Hop down in the YouTube comments if you want to answer the questions there. I'll be checking all that shit, so I'll be keeping track. If you want to win some money just by listening to a little dumbass talk, you found the podcast. But yeah, I think if you want to hear a nice little anarchist, leftist, hippie read about books that make people clutch their pearls, and I mean, if they're scared to read it, it makes me want to read it twice as hard. You know what I'm saying? So pour up some booze, man. Pour up a drink, pop you a couple edibles, smoke you a joint. Come holler at your boy, man. Season 2. Check your shelf.